Hey, how are you? I hope everyone is all good. It's still pretty early. I don't know how many goes at this one I've had. I've even tried it outside, and right at the very end of it, my nose ran. So that was that one scrapped. I hope you're all good anyway. And this month, and I did know this was coming up, and then with me being me, it went out of my head because there's always a lot going on in there, and I know there's a month for this and a day for this and a week for that. So this month is post-traumatic stress and complex post-traumatic stress awareness month. Okay, this was re-brought to my attention by something shared by Chris Binch, who I've been following for about a year, and that I saw yesterday, and I was oh yeah, maybe I need to say something, given that I rattle on about post-traumatic and complex post-traumatic stress as someone who experienced complex post-traumatic stress several years ago. So it's really important to spread the awareness of this. So the campaign is PTSD stroke CPTSD awareness. Complex post-traumatic stress isn't a diagnosis in the United States. It is over here, and it's a very complicated condition. It screws you up, and it makes life very, very difficult for the person experiencing it and for those around them. So my friend Chris Thrall, who I mentioned a few weeks back, and I do mention him from time to time, he has just completed his Mt Everest climb. So he's now down, and I will share a link to the video that Chris put up yesterday, talking in part of some of what went on, because it wasn't easy. So Chris did that this year. He raises funds every single year for veterans charities, so mental health, homelessness, post-traumatic stress, complex post-traumatic stress, and to try and prevent suicide within the veteran community. And it is a big problem with them. Okay, for people who don't know, because I am beginning to pick up followers of my own now, I'm not a veteran, but I did experience complex post-traumatic stress from 2015 until 2021, when it was finally healed and dealt with. It is a horrible condition to live with. I myself was suicidal, particularly badly from 2015 to 2019, but I'd begun experiencing suicidal thoughts as far back as 2000. Okay, although I didn't have the condition at that point. So Chris has been raising money for that. He does something monstrous every single year. This climb, so he did summit the mountain, has not been easy for him. I will share a link to his Facebook post yesterday, and I've been part of the WhatsApp group, so I know what's gone on. But Chris had asked people not to put anything on social media until he did, which he did yesterday. So I'll put a link to his video yesterday, and then you can have a look for yourselves. And if you wish to donate, please consider donating to that. Okay. And Chris Binch, who I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I came across him because he was a guest on one of Chris Thrall's podcasts last year while I was at Chris Thrall's house doing some painting for him, and trying to be extremely quiet with my long ladders in the hallway with no stairs, so it was very echoey, whilst the podcast with Binchy was on. So a big driver of Chris Binch is also, from the veterans' point of view, he is a former member of the Parachute Regiment, is to encourage people to go for help and to try and prevent suicide within the veterans community. Suicidal thoughts are a symptom of complex trauma and many other mental health conditions, post-traumatic stress as well. I myself was suicidal for 19 years. It's not a very nice place to be. I didn't attempt anything, but I did have a plan that lasted from 2000 until 2015, and then that switched. And when those thoughts are in every day, on top of the trauma stuff as well, they are part of the trauma, but they can be related to other mental health conditions as well. It's not very nice. So consider giving Chris Binchy a follow. He's also a former firefighter, and now does podcasting and raising awareness of mental health and encouraging people to go for help, and trying to bring down the numbers of suicide, particularly within the veteran community. But many people do experience suicidal thoughts. So if you are struggling, please reach out. You're not on your own. There's many of us that have experienced similar stuff in the past. Mine was complex trauma. If you haven't seen me before, I'm diagnosed as autistic, which explains quite a lot of my life. And I'm on the waiting list a second time for an ADHD diagnosis after losing my weight last year from moving out of the NHS area. So I'm highly likely to be ADHD as well. People with conditions such as those are more likely to develop post-traumatic stress, complex post-traumatic stress. It doesn't mean that you will if you have those conditions, and crucially, it doesn't mean that you won't if you don't have those conditions. If your mind, your body or system find something that is completely overwhelming and cannot be processed, then you may develop those conditions, okay? It's really, really important, if you're struggling with anything mentally, to go for help. Come to one of us, go to the many other people that are out there sharing stuff like this. So I'm one of two admins on a Facebook site set up by a pal of mine called Binch. That's called the PTSD Survival Guide. PTSD is not a disorder. That's the name of the Facebook group. I'll put a link to that as well. Okay, so if you're struggling, you really must reach out. Other than that, have a good day. Okay, and I'll be doing more videos this month because I lost my list of stuff I had written down for ideas. So very ADHD. Yeah, have a good day. And if you're struggling, you really, really must reach out. Okay, cheers.